As we're waiting for the final cards for Duelist Nexus, which is number 31 and number 80, both of them are normal rares, so it's going to be a little bit till we get them. Now, all of these came from YugiOhStarlight.com, or all of them came from right here, from this, which is Yu-Gi-Oh!-Starlight.com, and it's an archive site where they post reveals and leaks. So first up, we have Pot of Greed. It is a level 3 Earth Rock Flip Effect monster, 700 attack, 800 defense. You can only use this effect of this card's name once per turn. Flip, apply these effects in sequence. Excavate the top from the top of your deck up to the number of cards your opponent controls. Add one excavated card to your hand, also send the rest to the graveyard. Send monsters from your extra deck to the graveyard up to the number of monsters special summon from the extra deck your opponent controls. So this card is actually very interesting for flip decks, and in my opinion, it's definitely one to consider in things like Prediction Princess, as you could get things like Heraldry the Arclight, Elder Entity and Assist out of your extra deck, or even just getting cards from your deck to your hand, which is, in my opinion, very good. Next up, we have a beautiful card called Uruka, the Magic Star. It's a level 4 Wind Beast effect, and it's 1500 attack, 400 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. When one monster you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect and no other cards, you can banish the card from your hand or graveyard. Special summon that monster if it's banished face up or in the graveyard. Otherwise, special summon this banished card. If this card is special summoned, you can make this card gain 1000 attack until the end of the turn. So it can bring back whatever your opponent sends to the graveyard by their card effects or your card effects, so it is actually very useful sometimes. Being a Wind Beast is going to be interesting to deal with, since technically it's searchable off of Shurag Omen, but we'll have to see on that. Next up, we have Click and Echo. This is an adorable card art, but it's not really a good card per se. It's a Water Sea Serpent effect level 2, 300 attack, 2100 defense. Cannot be used as a material for a fusion, synchro, or Xyz summon. You can only use the second effect of this card's name up to twice per turn. This face-up card on the field cannot be attributed. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a link material, special summon it to the summoning player's opponent's field in defense position. If this card was special summoned by its second effect, you must keep your hand revealed. So if you link it off and you summon it to your opponent's field and reveal it, and they have Lord of Heavenly Sky Prison or things like High Priestess of Prophecy, they cannot reveal it because it's already being revealed. So it's definitely interesting in my opinion. Next up, we have the cutest card ever, being Agony Mole Candle. It's a floofy boy, and it's a Pyro Tuner level 4, 1700 attack, 0 defense. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is added to your hand except by drawing it, you can special summon it. Once per chain, up to thrice per turn. If a monster is sent to your graveyard, you can increase or reduce this card's level by 1. So essentially, it is a indirect purely card, but also it's searchable by Hita, the Channeler, and the Link Charmer. And it can be brought back by Sunlight Wolf, so you have many ways to summon it out if you really need to. And there's also might be other ways, but I'm blanking on those. After that, we have Little Opposition. We have lore in the S-Force lore along with IP Masquerena. It is a normal trap card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Choose 2 unused main monster zones in the same column. Apply this effect. Then your opponent can apply it for themselves. Special summon one level 2 or lower monster from your hand or deck to your chosen zone in attack position or face down defense position. It's indirect sprite support. It is also indirect ninja support, or just level 2 support in general. This card is actually really good because it doesn't negate their effects. So you could technically summon the Swap Frog. So that's one thing to consider for sure. after that, we have two brand new Rescue Ace cards, being Rescue Ace Preventer and Emergency. Rescue Ace Preventer is a level 8 fire machine, 2800 attack, 2800 defense, and you can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name once per turn each. You can banish one Rescue Ace card from your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. If you control another Rescue Ace monster, quick effect, target one effect monster your opponent controls, change its down defense position. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished Rescue Ace monsters except a level 8 monster, special summon it. So it replaces itself, it's a Book of Moon, and it can special summon itself, which is quite nice. It replaces itself, special summons itself, and it also Books of Moon something. Very good. And now for Emergency, it's a quick play spell card. It's always treated as a Rescue Ace card. You can use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Special summon one Rescue Ace monster from your deck in defense position. Then tribute one Rescue Ace monster from your hand or field. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one Rescue Ace trap card in your graveyard, set it. Very good card, very great effect, and it's going to definitely be a staple, these two for sure. Next up, we have Eternal Ice Grave. This is a continuation of the Ice Jade lore after Agrine defeated Sword Soul Abyss. So there is that. It is a quick play spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. During the main phase, if a monster you control leaves the field by your opponent's monster effect, except being destroyed, activate one of these effects. End the phase, or skip the main phase 1 of your opponent's next turn. So if it's against Runic, they are definitely going to be skipping a whole turn. If it is against everything else, you just end the phase, go into the next phase. So main phase 2 goes to end phase. Main phase 1 goes to battle phase, so they're forced into a battle phase, and that's fine. And finally, for now, we have Aqua Round. It is a normal spell card. You banish one card from your hand, and if you do during your standby phase, you can add up to 2 cards with the banished card's name from your deck or hand. If this card is activated when your opponent controls no monsters, you cannot activate cards or effects of cards with the banished card's original name for the rest of this turn. This card is actually very interesting, as in my opinion, it does support Metaphys. It also supports a couple other decks here and there, but too many to name. I wonder what you guys think about the last few cards so far, as we only have 2 more left, being number 31 being a normal rare monster, and number 80 being a normal rare trap card. Anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. See you guys in the next video, and goodbye.